Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of mine. This time I am back with Heaven's Secret 2. I am so excited for this. The mother of life has finally arrived. Let's see why Malbonte wanted that bitch to show up so badly. If we're gonna survive or not, because if I do remember correctly, the mother of life hates humans, and we were a former human, so I really hope that we're not gonna get killed. Season 3, Episode 1. The horsemen have freed the mother of life. Now the future of the whole world is in her hands. Oh god, and our lives too. Oh wow. What's with all these pictures lately? I'm also gonna put this in the episode. When there's nothing to fear, you can finally allow yourself to relax. I mean, it's easier said than done. There's always something you can fear, even if that moment of calm is followed by endless agony. That. It's something different if you're actually lifeless, as in numb. Then you don't really fear, but in general, everyone has fear. And if they say that they don't fear a specific kind of stuff, then they're lying to themselves. Episode 1, a respite. The horsemen continue to stand motionless, heads bowed in respect. I'm gonna bow in disrespect. I'm gonna spit at your feet, ma'am. Because of you, I was tortured. Because of you, a lot of my friends were killed. Like, get your children in line. I'm gonna show you respect if you give me a reason to respect you. The mother of life was completely naked, but it seemed natural and not absent in any way. Then death handed her a bundle, and she effortlessly threw on a strange robe that looked unlike anything else. Her gaze slowly glided over the horsemen, then those who had blown the horns, and finally came to rest on my mother and me. Wow. Okay. Queen. As soon as her eyes settled on us, my arm burned with a sharp pain. It was so unexpected that I couldn't hold back a scream. Titu, Kira, Astaroth, Malbonte, and Mom, they all experienced the same agony. We were the ones that freed her. When the pain subsided, I exposed my forearm and saw a golden mark glistening in the sun. Okay. Chosen one mark? Wait, what was servant's mark? Those choices are always so hilarious. Okay, half-breed's mark. No, you know what? We're the chosen one. We're gonna wear the chosen one mark. What did she do to us? She branded us and created a bond between us. Great, so now he doesn't only have a connection with Tifa Malum, but now with that bitch too? Great. They all want to create so much connections between them so that they can actually separate Malbonte and us. This is hilarious because literally in Heaven's Secret 1, the only connection there was between two people was between us and Malbonte. And now suddenly everyone has connections to everybody. They spoke in whispers, remaining almost perfectly still. Did she mark those who witnessed her return? No. That would have meant that everyone would have gotten that. All half-breeds, those who opened the seals. Yes, I'm not stupid. Like, only they were the ones that were marked. I think this is supposed to show her gratitude. I tried to go through all the reasons she might have done it in my head. She did it for a reason, but why? We were strong enough to help break the seal, and that's the only way she was capable to return. So she's showing gratitude. There is no other reason she could have done that for. Maybe she even wants to create a bond with us so that she is gonna be capable to, like, control us in a certain sense. Like, she can move us around like puppets. We are strong enough, powerful enough in her eyes, because we were capable to open the seal that was capable to make her return. A lot of people would have died. We were strong enough, so she's like, you guys are worthy. You were the ones that freed me, so this is my sign of gratitude. The mother of life was silent, her eyes slowly scanning her surroundings. Her movements smooth and almost sluggish, but in all of it, there was a striking power. A power so great that no living creature should possess it. Thus spoke first. Glad to serve you, mother. Then she stepped forward, moving toward the horsemen. Is she gonna smack them, please? Is she merging Earth and their universe? Is she merging heaven and their universe? And as she walked, everything began to bloom and burst with colors, as in the height of summer on one side, while on the other everything burned and crumbled. We looked at the goddess with genuine horror and also admiration, not daring to move. She looked so alien, so out of place, that it seemed surreal that we were the creations of such a superior being. Children. One word filled with indomitable power. I would actually need some kind of studio for that. I imagine the voice of God from Lucifer. Her voice echoed in my head while also coming from every direction. It was impossible to say exactly what it sounded like. The word penetrated us. We could feel it physically. Plague stepped forward, fell to her knees, and lowered her head, exposing the back of her head to the goddess's hand. I'm so glad. The Mother of Life placed her hand on Plague in a protective gesture. She spoke with that same voice that was simultaneously lifeless and bringing with immense power. You killed my son. Which son? Oh, I remember she killed Sifa. Plague trembled, clenched her fingers into a fist and whispered, Sifa wouldn't let us bring you back. Sifa had become weak after so many years of existence. He was unworthy. I decide who's unworthy. This world needed 2 gods, and now it is doomed. It was not up to you to decide whether my son should live or die. You have disappointed me. Oh! Scold her! Whip her in shape, Mother of Life! Plague began to tremble more violently, and it was unclear whether it was from fear or rage. She closed her eyes and bowed her head even lower, a pose that resembled one of prayer. Kira! Kira took off and ran to the horsewoman, but before she could make it to Plague, Death grabbed her and pulled her back. Let go! Oh gosh! She's so cute though, like, y'all, I cannot with this woman. But I can't blame her. She's very young. And I don't think that she's actually capable to really understand what's going on. She only got to see Plague's good sides. When she saw a bad side, she immediately recoiled from Plague. Because she doesn't stand for that. But because she is so young, she wants to believe that everyone is worthy of being forgiven, even if they have done atrocities. So, seeing Plague, someone that only showed her good sides, being shaken by fear because of the Mother of Life, she wants to do something to help her. Because she doesn't know any better, so I can't really be mad at her for trying to be all like, oh, I have to save Plague, because she doesn't know any better. Kira. They reached out to each other, but Death held Kira tightly and moved away so that they couldn't reach each other. Don't touch her. Plague was no longer hiding her emotions. Her voice broke and her eyes were glazed with fear, along with something else. Something bright and full of life. Hunger. Brother. War raised his hand in a soothing gesture. Death looked down at Plague, his lips curling in disgust. Leave her be. If she actually has some kind of feelings that aren't evil, let her be. You have your mother back, you wanted her back so badly. Leave Kira alone, like, it's not like she was trying to attack the Mother of Life. His face was arrogant and cruel. He pushed Kira away and she fell into the arms of the horsewoman. Plague gently but quickly smoothed her hair. Let me do this. The Mother of Life was silent. Excuse me? Excuse me? Is she crying? Plague is crying, y'all. I do not know what to do with this. I do not know what to do with this kind of information. Maybe my theory was right. She actually developed some kind of connection to her because because Kira reminds her of herself. Having a power that big that it's difficult to control. And having a destiny to fulfill, something that you didn't choose, but you have to comply with it because you don't have any other choice. Or it seems that you don't have any other choice. Come on, you don't need to kill Kira. Please have mercy. The mother nodded, but not to Plague. Death drew his sword. Plague pushed Kira away, but remained in place. She didn't get up from her knees, instead raising her head proudly. You were always sick. Excuse me? Sick because she cared? Tears welled up in Plague's eye. Y'all, I have no idea how to feel right now. Like, why does Kira need to be killed? I don't understand. She looked at the mother of life as if she hoped she would change her mind. If not by my sword, then you'd be killed by the feelings you experience. Wow. The blade flashed, momentarily reflecting Death's face on one side and Plague's on the other. Oh, they want to kill Plague for caring? Y'all, you all know how much I hate Plague. You all know how much I can't stand that woman. But if she would have been killed because of all the horrible shit she pulled. But right now, the only thing that I can see is Plague being killed because she cared about someone other than herself. That's not the way I wanted her to go out. I do not like when people are being punished for caring. That's like the worst way. It's like in a kind of sense showing that she was worthy of redemption, and they are taking away the choice that Plague could have been forgiven. The horseman touched her chin with the tip of his sword and lifted it slightly. What did you see in this girl? Were you hoping Mother would let you take her home? Plague's face remained calm and only a single tear rolled down her cheek. I don't know. Oh, wow, a new expression. Please, don't be afraid. This is my gift to you. You lived a miserable life, but you will die with dignity. Who's gonna kill Death first, y'all? Like, Death needs to go. Like, I hate this. Like I said, I wanted Blake to go out, but they're actually just showing that she's going out not because of all the bullshit she did, as in killing people, hurting everyone, torturing people in order just to have her fun. No, they're showing that she's being killed because she cared. That's not how I wanted her to go out. I wanted her to go out because of all the horrible things she did. Literally questioning if she's worthy of being saved, if she's worthy of being redeemed. No, they're killing her because she cared. It's a tear, y'all. Kira. Death swung his sword and cut off Plague's head with a single blow. Wow. 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 War shuddered and closed his eyes. Ashes fell from Hunger's cigarette, which he'd forgotten to tap off. Malbonte. Malbonte. Just him. Yeah, Plague. I did say heal. They were like, the opposite emotion is the only way to kill the horseman. Plague creates plagues, as in pain. It's psychological and physical pain, because just by touching one person, they were scrutinizing in pain. And that was the power that Plague had. I don't know how, and I don't know why. Maybe we will figure it out. Kira was capable to heal Plague, as in not wanting to hurt someone. And that was the trigger that Plague could be killed. So they killed her. No, why not? Kira screamed at the top of her lungs. Plague's body dissipated in the soft breeze, and soon nothing remained of her except the sword. Her love for Kira destroyed her. Yep, because she cared. Death watched the process with icy indifference and then tried to lift Plague's sword but failed. So Death can kill the rest of the horsemen and the others? Can the others? Or is he the only one with this ability? I lost 2 children. Your world must be worth it, this sacrifice. Girl. The mother of life turned to us, and her powerful, omnipresent voice instantly poured out. It filled the entirety of heaven, echoing in everyone's mind. The angels, the demons, and the mortals all heard her words. Everyone who breathed, who walked the earth, who knew the delights and the sorrows of life, heard the mother's pronouncement. The universe gives and takes away. Proof that your existence has meaning. Proof that you deserve to continue living. This is wrong. Yes. She's stalling, which means she hasn't decided what to do with us yet. We don't deserve it, and we can't prove it. She's stalling. She doesn't know what she wants to do with us yet. I thought the mother would incinerate us in an instant, but she's given us a reprieve. So she barely even knows what we represent. How exactly should we do this? I was surprised by how boldly Arrogant spoke to the goddess, but I was grateful for the question. There is no answer. Live and prosper. Judgment Day will come, and I will decide. Hunger's influence was increasing by the minute. I no longer had the strength to subdue it. The mother noticed the immortals getting weaker and weaker, and she added, From now on, my children will not touch you. Those who survive have proven that they are capable of fighting. But the last battle is not over yet. Life is a precious gift, and only the worthy may receive it. She rose into the air, causing another earthquake with her jump. We clung to the ground, trying to hold on and keep from falling, while we had so little strength that our own wings wouldn't obey us. Part of the island broke away, some rocks flew down while others were pulled into the air. Death followed the mother. Hunger and war stayed behind. Both wore thoughtful expressions. They looked at each other as if exchanging a tactic understanding of what they had done. But then they took off into the sky and flew away, leaving us to deal with the aftermath. Blake's sword remained on the ground. Should I try to pick it up? It's obviously pointless to try. It's worth a try. Why not? I pulled the handle, straining my arms until the muscles trembled, but nothing came of it. I think it's gonna be Kira that's gonna be capable to get it out. Kira was the reason the plague could be killed, so I think Kira is gonna be the one to be capable to pull it out. Help me get him out. I turned around at Dino's call, and only then did I see the scale of the destruction. What we saw left all of us awestruck. Even those being crushed by the rumble were too afraid to scream for help. Perhaps death by the mother of life's hands was more terrible than any other. Having come to their senses after the horsemen's departure, the members of the order scattered around the island to help the wounded. Malbonte stood in the midst of the chaos and watched as everyone rushed about. I took a step toward him, and he noticed immediately. Malbonte. He took to the air and rushed away from us and from the horsemen. They wanna help. What the hell? Where did this bitch go? Sammy was sitting near me, cradling the head of a demon whose legs were pinned under the rubble. Hold his head, I'll free him. Yes, right away. The demon moaned and wriggled as if tormented by a nightmare that he only needed to wake up from. For some reason, my hands were covered in blood, but I had already forgotten where it came from. My fingers trembled and refused to obey. It took immense willpower to make my body do what I wanted. While Sammy threw aside the stones on the unfortunate immortal's leg, I contemplated the chance that the Mother of Life had given us. One that she would certainly take away. The kind of cruelty she encouraged meant only one thing. She didn't need a reason to destroy us. What if Blake had played with us like dolls only because she saw her mother do it? Yeah. Oh, wow. Once again, the academy became the promised land of all the fortunates. There were so many wounded that even the hallways and the courtyard were full. On the other hand, everyone was horrified. They felt a sense of relief. We had done everything we could, and all that was left was to wait. And yet this hope of salvation was poisonous for us, as it had been for Blake. What would happen if it were taken away from us again? In what torment would we die, knowing that our hope had been in vain? I took a step, but my knees buckled and I almost fell. Eliza caught me. You need to rest. What about the others? We need to help the wounded. I tried to make another step, but my head began to spin and my vision darkened. I could hear the impatience in Eliza's voice. You can barely stand on your own. It only causes problems. You want to help? Go to your room and rest, and don't be a bother. I smiled weakly. Yes, you're right. Should I take you to your room? No need. I can get there on my own. Nevertheless, I had to lean against the wall to avoid falling. I slowly but stubbornly reached my room. There was half-rotten fruit on the table. I casually rummaged through them, threw away the sour grapes, and found an overripe pear. I took a bite and with an uneven, almost drunken gait, hobbled to the bathroom. I got into the hot water and closed my eyes. Tears rolled over my temples. I don't know where they came from. Fatigue, fear, or pity for myself and others. My whole body ached. Many of my scratches and bruises hadn't healed due to exhaustion. I lost too much blood. My abilities aren't enough. I need to train harder if I want to protect the others without dying in the process. I scrubbed my hands stained with blood and dirt until they reddened, as if I were trying to rub the skin off. I wanted to hurt myself, to tear clumps of hair from my head and scream at the top of my lungs. I wanted to smash the tiles, to do anything so I wouldn't feel backed into a corner. I once dreamed of seeing my mother again, but her love came with thorns. And now we had met the creator of all things, and instead of protection, we received a threat of destruction. Ugh! I broke into a scream. Then I closed my eyes and plunged under the water. The knot in my chest eased. My thoughts slowed and stopped being so poisonous. I surfaced, and I didn't notice when I fell asleep, waking only when the water became too cold. I put on a rope and returned to my room to change into clean, dry clothes. Wallflower. Singer. You know what? I'm just gonna be a singer. Why not? They all look ugly. To be quite honest, this looks the prettiest to me. This looks the prettiest to me. Where have the beautiful hair gone? The infirmary was noisy despite the late hour. Immortals were talking, some were moaning in pain while others cursed. Several angels with healing abilities ran from bed to bed, and one of them burst into tears from not having enough strength to heal a wound. Poor them! Everyone was on edge. For a moment I felt dizzy and my stomach cramped, but then everything went away as if it had never happened. It looks I haven't had time to recover yet. Mimi was sitting a short distance away, exhausted. She held her head in her hands. Her eyes were closed as if it weren't for her foot swinging. I would have thought she was asleep. Hey, how are you? She sighed heavily, looking up at me. I'm tired. It seems as if all the wounded of heaven have flocked here. They know it's safe here. There is no safe place, and there hasn't been one for a long time. The horsemen can get us no matter where we are. Someone asked for help from the other end of the infirmary. Mimi stood up with a groan. Offer to help? Sit down, I'll do it. Thank you. Mimi's grateful to you. It's okay. I wouldn't want to get up either. We're already standing. An immortal needed his wounds bandaged and special decoction to drink. The demon was emaciated, skin stretched thin over his bone. No wonder his wounds weren't healing. It looked like he hadn't eaten for a long time. Once I finished, I returned to Mimi. To hell with this. She threw away the bloody rag with which she'd been wiping her hands all evening. I've done enough and I can't stand it anymore. Her voice trembled. Mimi straightened up sharply as if remembering something. I completely forgot. Addie and Sammy wanted to relax a little. Dana said that he'd come too. Are you in? Relax in what way? Sit by the fire. Roast some sausages. Oh. What? Nothing, it's just so human. It's no wonder. We watch mortals a lot, borrow things. It's great. So are you in? Sure. Why not? This day will never end. It will end on a good note. Let's go. The guys are probably already waiting for us. Addie and Sammy were arguing about how long to keep the sausages over the fire. Addie wanted them to be crispy, but Sammy was worried that they would come out dry. Dino sipped Glift, smiling into his glass. Ladies, you're just in time. Hello. Mimi snatched the skewer from Addie's hands. Who skewers sausages like this? You mangled them. Do you want them to fall into the fire? Dino came up to us and handed us each a glass. It was a hot day and a long night. We should all relax. Thank you. By the way, have you tried whiskey? Not whiskey! What's that? An alcohol beverage. An alcoholic drink of mortals? The damn stuff tastes like acid and breath. Damn! Are you saying you've run into them from the river of hate? No, but they spit acid and human whiskies just swill. I'm surprised it doesn't burn through mortal stomachs. That's strange to hear from you. Human alcohol doesn't affect us. And glory to Sifa. I would have become an alcoholic ages ago. Damn! State of fact, don't say anything and just laugh. Make a joke. Judging by your breath, you either come across an acidum or took a sip of whiskey. Addie self-consciously breathed into his palm to see if I was lying. Then he noticed us holding back our laughter and shook his glass with a smile. This isn't whiskey, but top shelf glift. We laughed and fell silent for a while, draining our glasses. We watched the fire, waiting until we could put the sausages on without burning them. Where do you think Christopher is now? What do you ask? Because she likes him. Just wondering. Lies, bitch. Are you falling for him? Oh, she fell for him a long time ago. It was my fault. It was my fault. Not at all. Lies. Mimi threw a skewer at him and almost pierced his hand. Damn. Take it easy. Would you kill for him already? You're about to get a beating. I'm sure he's fine. He's probably hiding somewhere in hell. It's pretty rough out there right now. It's pretty rough everywhere right now. I think it's time. Sammy gave everyone skewers with sausages already on them. We sat around the fire. How long should we roast them for? I don't know. Until the side use is done. Oh well, everything is crystal clear now. Love this. The important thing is not to forget to turn them over. We roasted the sausages over the fire, mesmerized as the flames licked at the soft pink casings, which became crispy and plump with quite drawn-out squeals. This is so strange. What, cooking sausages? No, or rather yes, but not only that. The mother of life has come and we're sitting here doing travel stuff like this as if nothing happened. And yet I feel calmer than I was a week ago when there was still hope. I thought that if the mother of life came, she would immediately destroy us. Me. Or she'd start by finishing off and destroying everything the horseman hadn't had time to. She could do it with a wave of her hand. She has no reason to prolong our suffering. Horseman, horseman, horseman. I'm tired of it. No matter where I go, that's the only thing I hear about. I mean, they are the brand topic, aren't they? Let's imagine for just one evening that none of that existed and it never happened. There was no war with Malbonte, no one died, there weren't any horsemen or his mother. We just finished school and this is something like a graduation party. I love Addie. This was so long ago, it's hard to imagine that feeling. It's been a long time for you. I nodded, looking down. Addie, Sammy, Dino, Mimi, everyone around me had died back then 10 years ago. They never saw the light after the war. They didn't get time to adjust to ordinary life again and tire of it, like me. When they were resurrected and opened their eyes, there was another war going on. I raised my glass. Here's to our graduation. To graduation. To graduation. To graduation. To graduation. We raised the glasses above our heads and clicked them together as though we were making some kind of promise to each other. The glow from the fire illuminated their faces, the faces of those who had become so dear to me, those with whom I'd walked along a thorny path. We had endured the deaths of many people dear to us. Some of us had even suffered through our own. Even if the world was destined to perish, we would remain bound by ties that not even non-existence could break. Your friendship with Dino and Mimi grew stronger, yes. The sausages were ready. Dino and Addie had overcooked theirs and laughed as they bit off the burnt pieces. We drank, ate, talked, and laughed a lot. It seemed like the whole academy was asleep and only we were trying to put off tomorrow. Because in that moment together we felt as though we had just graduated and a wonderful bright future awaited us. And it would last until we closed our eyes or saw the dawn. But nothing lasts forever, and our fairy tale was no exception, and we had to say our goodbyes and go get some sleep, and yet I returned to my room with a smile on my face. Girl, it's small things in life. The following day I was walking around the academy, once again thinking of the mother of life's decision when I ran into Lucifer and Lilith in the backyard. Lilith stood by the statue, peering at it, and carefully touched Nemesis' face. Lucifer silently watched her actions. At the sound of footsteps, Lilith turned around. Who are you? Ooh! Sorry, so sorry, but he looks good. Yes, Simona. I told you about her. Hello. Lilith squinted and came closer, examining my face as attentively as she had the statues a second ago. I remember something. Lilith had no obvious signs of bodily injuries, but a closer look revealed almost healed marks from beatings, fading bruises, small scars bursting at the corner of her lips, and a lot of symbols on her neck. Plague had tortured her, and yet Lilith stood with her back straight and head held high as if she ruled over these lands. You're dying. What? Mom, stop it. I always feel it when someone is sick or dying. She pressed her palm to my chest, and when I tried to pull away, she pressed her other hand to my back, holding me in place. The horseman opened a box buried deep within you. A box that should not have been opened. What you found will kill you if you don't stop drawing strength from it. Lucifer, sweetie, can you tell me what your mother's specialty is, please? Don't listen to us, Simona. What should I say? Not let us speak? You're talking nonsense. It doesn't matter. Why should I believe? You know what? Not let her speak. What's wrong? I once met someone like you. He thought he had no power, that he was just an empty vessel. Wait, what? Until one day he performed a ritual on his mother and took her power from himself. A reckless experiment. He tried to repeat it for others, but he was the only one who managed to take someone else's power. Yes, we can take powers. And only from his mother, perhaps because she was his relative. But that wasn't enough for him. Having tasted a little power, he wanted more. Whilst telling the story, Lilith came closer and closer, and I had to step back. Lucifer held her hands as if he was afraid that she would go completely berserk and rush at me. But every mortal has their own power, even those who were mortals once. Even an empty vessel has power, but it's special. The power that nourishes your life. It's locked up for a reason. If you use it all up, you will die. How many people like me are there? It's very rare, just like my gift. It's funny, isn't it? Two rarities meeting each other at the dawn of all things. You started drinking from your source too greedily, and you will pay for it. Look, you're already bleeding. She said it enthusiastically, as if she was eager to see my death. I touched my nose. My fingertips were bloody. Huh? Path of composure, so I wasn't destined to have my own power after all? No. Hunger interfered with your destiny and revealed something you shouldn't have. How? Mama Cecilia. This gift is what drove her mad. Just all the ways I could die. Okay. I understand. She's all the ways I could die, get hurt, get upset. You're not afraid. She didn't ask, but rather stated it, and once again an unsettling contentment appeared on her face. I will have to use this power, and you will die. So it's fate. Maybe it is now, but there was time when you shouldn't have died. Foolish girl. As in, we used too much power. Hunger played with our destiny. In a certain sense, that's what she's saying right now. He played with our destiny, and that's why he revealed or opened a power inside of us that was supposed to remain closed. As in, maybe we are meant for more, but our body isn't capable to live with that power. So that power is slowly gonna consume us and make us want to use all the power in order to protect someone we care about, maybe, and that's what's gonna kill us. We will try to use all the powers we have in order to protect someone. And that's what's gonna kill us. That's what happened at the battlefield. We tried so hard to protect everyone that we were knocked out, unconscious, twice. We were like, oh no, we need to fight harder. We need to do this. There is no way that we can just stop. Everyone is gonna die. Everyone depends on us. And now we're the one dying. She touched my cheek, then returned to Nemesis and did the same. But the caress ended there. Lilith swung, fingers outstretched, and chopped off the statue's head. I shuddered and swallowed loudly, imagining that the same could happen to me. Lucifer grabbed Lilith's wrist and pulled her away from the statue. It's time for you to go to bed. Your nerves are getting the best of you. Lilith sighed tiredly and whispered, You're right. Lucifer led her back to the academy, but he stopped as he passes me and said, Don't take it to heart. Her gift is no longer what it used to be, and she may make mistakes. I hope so. They were gone. Lilith glanced back a couple more times, looking at me with a sly smile, but they soon disappeared around the corner. I don't know what to make with this. I touched my face to see if there was still blood dripping. My fingers trembled and I quickly lowered my hand. Damn, that's the last thing I need. Suddenly I heard an outburst in arguing. What's going on there? I hurried toward the sound of the voices. Oh God, who's fighting now? Miss Elena came running out of the academy. Tears ran down her cheeks and she shouted into the darkness. Eliza! I peered into the distance and saw 3 figures. One was tall and statuesque, and the other 2 were tiny in comparison. It was Malbonte, Eliza, and Titu. They were heading towards us. You're back. Miss Selena ran to meet them and threw herself into her sister's arms, almost knocking her down. Even from afar, I saw Titu's frown of confusion over what the stranger wanted from his mother. A moment later, Aragon and Mom came out of the academy. Aragon shouted without waiting for them to get closer. What do you want, Malbonte? Malbonte stopped, raised his hands in a disarming gesture and shouted back. I have no parted ways. Oh! I have not parted ways with the horseman. Oh, really? No, y'all, no. This bitch, I have beef with Malbonte right now. This bitch needs to explain to me why he wanted to free the mother of life. If I don't know the reason why he freed her, why he was desperate to free her that badly that he was willing to lose us, this bitch needs to stay away from me. I need to know why he wanted her to be free that badly, that he can now willingly admit that he's free. I will help you destroy the mother. What is wrong with this bitch? You first want to free her and now you want to kill her. What is wrong with this guy? I froze, exchanging glances with the others. The same question was probably on everyone's mind. What the hell is Malbonte up to? Malbonte is a menace. You can never actually understand what this man is going through. And to be quite honest, I do not understand what this man is doing either. Because you are pulling so many different strings. First, you stick with the horsemen. You do everything it takes to free the mother of life. And now you're like, okay, we're gonna kill her, knowing how powerful this woman is. She is literally the most powerful being in the entire universe. And you want to kill her. How are you gonna kill her? You are incapable to stand up to the horsemen. You were the horsemen's lap dog. You were incapable to stand up to them, and now you're telling me that you're willing to stand up to the mother of life? That is 1,000,000,000 times more powerful than all of the horsemen combined. You are kidding me, Malbonte. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. Tell me in the comments below what you think was best, and I will see you in another video. Bye.